Well, hello there. Thank you so much. What's up, good friends? I hope all of y'all are doing well. I thought today it'd be cool to try to do some live tones. I know I've usually been doing like a bunch of studio tones, so I figured what the hell, let's try some live stuff. By the way, playing guitar and singing at the same time is really weird for me. I'm not a year into learning guitar yet, but I'm learning now, like I'm trying to sing at the same time while playing, and it's very weird. My brain is confused. I'm trying to work it out still. And I'm gonna go ahead and come out and say it, and I know I'm gonna get a ton of hate. A lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but I'm honestly not really the biggest fan of Kurt's Mustang live tone. A lot of times it sounds really gulpy to me, like just a strange tone. You can really hear it here, like on Live and Loud. It sounds good, but I mean, like, to me, it doesn't compare to the studio recordings. With all that being said, though, I'm a huge fan of this live tone for the Paris show. I would tell you the rest of the name of the show, but I can't pronounce it. It's like Allure's Nulle something, I don't know. But his Mustang sounds incredible on this show, so I figured that's the tone I want to recreate. I think probably Kurt kind of felt the same way. This quote from Steve Albini, he said he brought his live rig in for the recording of In Utero, and they tried it out and they set it up, and it just sounded awful and they didn't use it. I don't know. Useful information. If I were going to record an album, I definitely wouldn't be using that signal chain. And I know my Mustang has a hot reel in it, and Kurt's had a full-size JB, but that really doesn't matter. You're still able to get close enough. For me, it's not worth buying like a whole other Mustang just to put a JB in it. I love this one so much, and I love the way it sounds already that I'm good. Plus, pickups are like microphones, and I've been building microphones for my whole life. A pickup is just like microphones for your strings. So like, if I have Madonna come sing into this microphone, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds really cool. And then I switch and like put a SM57 in front of her. She's not gonna instantly sound like Barry Manilow. She's still gonna sound like Madonna. The tom or the tone might be a little different, but still, you put a guitar behind any pickup, it's still gonna sound like that guitar. Just, you know, it'll sound a little different. Comparing to the live recording, I think we definitely got like as close as we could possibly get. And I could have probably gotten closer. I have an actual Marshall 1960A cab loaded with V30s, which is what Kurt used for his live rig. But I thought today it would be cool to not do that, and let's just use Amplitude and do it all on the computer. I don't know, I figured it would be easier for you guys to follow along. You know, not everyone has a Marshall cab. So let's go ahead and jump into Amplitude 5 and I'll show you what we're doing there. Alrighty, so here we are in Amplitude 5. I guess I should probably set up a screen recorder like on my computer the right way, but just use the camera, it'll work fine. Okay, so to simulate the live rig, I'm using this Mesa Boogie with these settings here. And actually, if I'm able to save a preset, I'll just save it and put it in the video and you guys can download the preset. It should be easier that way. So I'm going straight into that, and then I'm going into a 412 Brit 30, which means just basically a Marshall cab loaded with vintage 30s. And that's it. That's all there is for the amp settings. And then after that, we're going into an EQ, and we're EQing like the hell out of it because the way it sounds is crazy, but that's how I was able to get it to sound the closest. So those are my EQ settings. And then lastly, for reverb, I'm using the Softtube TSAR. It's a badass reverb. I love it so much. And I'm just using like whatever settings, like right when you pull it up. I didn't really even tweak anything. I just tweaked the wet and dry knob, and literally that was it. And that's the sound. So for the distortion part, I'm using a real pedal, a Sans amp, just like Kurt would have live. And then when the distortion kicks in, we have to simulate Pat, because there were two guitar players. So I literally just did the same thing with Pat, except I used a Rat pedal instead, because I read he liked to use the Rat pedal quite a bit. I've worked backline for the past like 10 years. If you don't know what backline is, it's where a band that's touring comes into your city, you bring all the instruments for them. So you bring the drums, you bring the guitar, you bring the bass, you go set it all up. And I've also been engineering live sound for a ton of shows. I've done hundreds of shows. I've even done like Pitbull, Kenny Loggins, I've done Bon Jovi. Gosh, I've done so many different bands. The list goes on. My group's legit. And I'm fortunate enough to have learned a lot about live sound. And there's a specific sound to live sound. A big part of that is a ton of reverb, a ton of ambience, however you want to say it. That's all very important. Crowd noise, cheering, like these are all things that make a live show sound live. So I think like if you're trying to recreate a live tone, you definitely need to take into account reverb. That's like the biggest factor. It's really important. And for me, it's actually a lot easier to recreate a live tone than it is a studio tone, because with live sound, there's a lot less variables. I mean, usually you're in a big venue, that's pretty much the same anywhere, and you're always being mic'd up by usually like a SM57 or something like that, and there's just a ton of reverb and noise bouncing everywhere. Studio recordings, it's really different. Like only God knows what they did and what they ran the signal through to get some of these certain sounds. So I don't know. I find it's a lot easier to recreate live tones. Anyways, I know this is kind of long, I'm kind of rambling, but yeah, I don't know. I had a lot of fun doing this. I'm still learning to sing, so sorry if I really suck, but just trying, having fun. I'm really enjoying learning guitar so far, and I'm really enjoying making these videos, and I'm really glad that people actually watch them, so thanks. If you want me to do some more live tones, let me know in the comments below and I will do them for you. Still got to finish up the studio in utero recordings. I know a lot of y'all are waiting on that, and I actually have a surprise coming, and I can't finish it until I get, you'll see, in good time. Anyways, guys, I will see you on the next one. Peace.